एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में, मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी, और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी। ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you on this show called Business Opportunity Over Chai. Business Opportunity Over Chai is a special series run by the management of Franchise India, and we aim here to bring you a new business opportunity every day at 12 o'clock. Today also we are here with a very special brand called Radio Bar. To know more about this brand, we have Ms. Shaisha Kapoor from the brand side. We have Ms. Reshma Dumasia, who is the product manager of Franchise India. She will be a point of contact for entire India investor acquisition and further discussions. We have Nikita with us. She will be helping with all the financials and related discussions. Now, I welcome all the panelists once again in the webinar. Now, before we move ahead towards the webinar, I want to thank the participants who all have joined and introduce you with the Q&A procedures. Friends, if you have any question during the webinar, put them in the Q&A box and all your questions will be answered after the webinar. So thank you once again for joining us. And moving ahead, I would request Reshma to lead this call and take us through the brand introduction. Over to you, Reshma.
Thank you so much, Arunima, for a warm welcome. So, Radio Bar is actually from Mumbai, and it's a inspired theme bar, and it's a iconic radio era theme bar. So previously, I think the decor of Radio Bar was where the cassettes and everything was at the display. Now it has changed, and it has become very warm and very jazzy kind of a club where there is good music, good food, and very great culture representing music station. So, Saisha, can you give us a quick introduction about Radio Bar on the panel where I think people have joined across India to listen about the brand?
Hi everyone, I'm Saisha from the brand side, Radio Bar. Just to give you all a very quick but precise brief on the brand, Radio Bar started 7 to 8 years back in Bandra Khar in Mumbai. We are one of the most popular neighborhood bars that one may have heard of in Mumbai. Every day of the week is something that people look forward to. Just like a radio station, Radio Bar follows themed nights every day of the week. So a Monday is very different from a Tuesday from a Friday, and a Friday from a Sunday, just to give you all a little brief. So whenever you come to Radio Bar, there'll always be something new happening. And we always say tune into Radio Bar, like you tune into a radio station. So every day of the week offers a different genre of music. We do unplugged, we do an audio visual Indian Bollywood retro night on Sundays. We are happy to share the roster with you for the entire week so that you have more details later. This is just an overview. Alongside that, we serve your cocktails, a full-fledged bar, and lots of food that is very palatable to everybody around. So you have, your snackables as well and your mains as well. So you have, we do a mix of Italian, continental, Indian, tandoor, Asian, all of it, so that, there's something for everybody. So Radio Bar, coming back to what Radio Bar is, Radio Bar for us is not a brand. It's an ethos. It's a feeling. It's an emotion, because it's where a community meets together, hangs out together, and shares together. Whenever you come to Radio Bar, you'll always see that 70% of the crowd is the same, because it's a home away from home scenario for them. So when they come to Radio Bar, they find a sense of comfort, a sense of belongingness, and that is what the brand is about. This is just for you guys to get an overview of the feeling and the emotion behind the brand, because that for us is more important than any other aspect. Which is why we feel that the brand has massive scalability growth potential, going city to city and several within the city as well, because each pocket can build a community within themselves. We're happy to share the deck for more details on, the target client, the age group, the cost for two, and other things. But this is just without kind of elongating this conversation, just to give you a very, very overview, to give you an overview on the feeling about the brand.
Thank you, Saisha. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. Arunima, we can start with PPT of strategy and financials now.
Sorry, before we move forward,
Yeah.
right now, our first Radio Bar opened 7 to 8 years ago in Khar, which is our flagship radio bar and the most popular one, because it's a cult in itself. Then we have one in Navi Mumbai in Seawoods Mall. And the third one is coming up in Bangalore. All of these are company owned. All of these are owned by us at this point. And of course, we're looking to expand the brand.
Saisha, can you confirm in Bangalore which area location Radio Bar will be coming?
So we are in an upcoming area. It's a mall space where we have another brand as well called the South Table. I will share the exact address. I'm not very familiar with Bangalore as a city, but it's an upcoming area, where you have a lot of corporates. That was our brief. So it's a very corporate centric, post-work drinks, post-work bonding. That was the kind of vibe. But I will share the exact address so that, you guys can look it up.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Arunima, over to you.
Thank you, Reshma. Just one second, I'm sharing the PPT.
Arunima, do you want me to share the PPT?
It's taking little time. If you could run it through your system. It's taking little time to open.
some issue with the PPT. Just give me a second. Can you see my screen? Arunima?
Yes,
we can.
Yeah. So yes, as Saisha said, that it's very ethos feeling, and Radio Bar has 3 outlets so far. One is in Khar, one is in Seawoods, and third one is coming up in Bangalore. So anybody who would like to come and see the Radio Bar in Mumbai, we are very welcome to show you around about the brand. Yeah. So it's not just an ordinary venue, it's an experimental space gathering where the entire experience and look and feel of the vibe is very different. It's actually era dominated where there is a display of music, and as well as there is a great tunes playing around. So this is the vision of the brand where they want to expand globally the entire restaurants and bar module. I will just come to FOCO model. This is the mission. Station. Yes. So we have 2 modules here. Nikita, can you run through it?
Yes, I can. So, Reshma, if you can just bring the earlier page than this. Sure. Just
This one or previous one?
no. Just move forward to the financials. Just bring forward the first financial slide.
First financial side. Okay. This is from where we've started, where we've taken the market segment of food and beverage.
Just let me share the screen. I'll
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
All right. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Saisha, to bring a lot more help in terms of explaining the brand to our partners who have joined the call. So to give everybody an understanding as in how are we projecting the vision for the brand to franchise from here onwards. So the model that we have proposed in terms of the area requirement would be a 5,000 square feet of an area, which brings us to an investment of close to 4.3 crore, which would include a detailed explanation in terms of the kitchen or the bar setup equipment that will be required at the center. Additionally, the setup cost, any partner who would like to understand into depth as in what does that constitute, so we can actually have a detailed discussion over that. If we speak about a little discussion in terms of how does that go forward. So for a 5,000 square feet, we do take an kitchen area of roughly around 1,000 square feet with a sitting area of roughly close to 4,000 square feet, plus the billing desk for the reception that will be required. In terms of your setup cost, between 2 to 2.5 CR would come into your interior and your setup cost plus your furniture cost. The remaining cost would include your kitchen setup in terms of your exhaust or all these other equipments would include all your HVACs, your music system, because this is a premium F&B restaurant plus cafe bar. So that would play a very huge role in terms of the sound, the music that will be part of the center, which we are concluding here. Plus, if we speak about your revenue stream, your revenue would come through your 2 portals. That would be a bar, which would be your alcohol liquor, and the other one being from your food and beverages. If we speak about your total revenue that we assume that the center could easily earn in a period of in an annual format would be somewhere between 8 to 10 CR. Which would include directly from your dine-in and your bar services. Your cost of goods would conclude to somewhere around 25 to 28% as your food and beverages cost. Your employee cost for this particular setup would range between 11 to 12% of the overall revenue. Your other expenses would conclude to somewhere between 20 to 25%, which would include all your operational expenses, your rent, your electricities, and all the other operational expenses that are required at the center. If we speak about your just a minute. Yes, if we speak about your franchisee fee that the brand will take would be somewhere around 30 lakh rupees. The royalties would be fixed at 6% on an annual basis. Your local market contribution that would be required for the partner to reinvest into the business in terms of marketing overall would be somewhere around 1.5%. The agreement period between a franchisee and the franchisor would be for 5 year long. And when we speak about your investment break even at an investment of 4 to 4.3 CR would come between 27 to 28 months. And please be advised that the revenue that we are concluding is at a very conservative figure, though the brand which is earning at an is beyond higher than what we are concluding here. This is basis the minimum that the investor can actually earn from the business. So basis that 27 to 28 months in terms of your break even is quite an attractive period, where the cumulative ROI for a 5 year period would be around 300 to 350%. This is a model which is proposed as a prominent model required for a 5,000 square feet. There would be another model which would be for a 3,000 square feet, but that is a model that we are only procuring for a particular locations, and those being the locations which are present in very prominent areas where maybe the area availability is 3,000 square feet, but we do commend that the level of revenue could be very higher. In this model, the investment will be required at 3 CR, which would include your franchisee fee of 30 lakh rupees. The royalties would remain at 6%, and the local market contribution would also remain at 1.5% on a 5 year agreement period. For this model, again, your investment break even would range between 25 to 28 months, and the cumulative ROI would be 340%. So these are the two models that the brand is proposing. Any partner or any investor who would like to understand into depth, as in what kind of breakups are there, what kind of investments are there, and how does that conclude to, so you can have a detailed discussion with the Franchise India team and or the Radio Bar team. So this is totally about the financial projections of the franchise model that we have proposed. In addition to that, Saisha, if you do like to add something to that, that would be very helpful for the partners.
So I think they will have to have a look at the detailed breakup of everything
Yes.
from area requirement, investment, and then they will have a set of questions. I'm pretty sure. I mean, just looking at it like that, all their questions may not come up. So I'm happy to have that. If you can, collect all the questions once they've had a thorough look at the deck, I'm happy to reply back to every answer in detail. Because I'm quite sure everybody will have different questions. But basically, to give you an idea, see, our current Radio Bar car is around 3,000 square feet, including kitchen. So we're happy to range from 3,000 and upwards. Depends on the locality, depends on the city, depends on the prospects of filling the space. Everything is very dependent to the location ultimately and what the potential is, to break even faster. So that is in a nutshell, but we're happy to explore 2.5 to 3,000 square feet. I wouldn't recommend anything less than 3,000 because of the format of the brand. But, well, I mean, it's okay to explore. So if there is a property that is around 2,005 or 2,750, roughly a little lesser than 3,000, it is something we can explore depending on the layout and space that we get. But do share the deck, please, with everybody so that they can come back with their questions. I think that would be maybe a preferable method, because I can then answer to each of them very, very in a very personalized way.
Certainly, we'll do that, as you have said, because ultimately the person would arrive once they have a detailed look into what kind of model has been proposed. So our marketing team will certainly share the detailed version with our partners who have joined on the call. I think Arunama has also shared the details in terms of how they can actually connect in regard to any queries that they have, because Reshma from our product team and Arunima from our marketing team would be grateful to give a better understanding in terms of how the model is break down into particulars. So we'll be happy to do that. Arunima, please do share all the deck and the financials with our partners who will be interested to understand into the further modules.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So little bit, I would like to put this point across that what kind of investor we are looking at. So as Saisha said that yes, we can explore to 750 area and something which is above 3,500. However, we want a location which is very, very important in Radio Bar, because the visibility of the brand and the brand name should not be hidden somewhere inside. So location should be prime, and investor profile should be very strong. We would love to know people who are from F&B and who has already having a bar or who would like to convert it to a radio bar. That would be great. But in case somebody who wants to invest and looking at a certain place, we would love to go through the profile first and understand that what kind of location the person is having and what kind of business mindset the person has, and then we can go ahead. Yeah, so that is something which is very important. Profiling is something what we are looking at. So first round of call will be with all investors to understand the profile and understand their business and their background, and then we can move forward to the next round of call with the brand. Sasha, anything you would like to add here?
No, I think that's fine. I think it's also important if you are in the vicinity of Mumbai to come and see the space. Like I said, the ethos of the brand is the most important part of the brand for us. And that is what we are looking to grow and find potential for scalability. So once you visit, you get an understanding of the space, the feeling of the space, what we serve, the entire culmination of the experience. It'll kind of put things, a lot of your questions will automatically get answered. So if you have the luxury of visiting, please visit, and we'd be happy to show you around and take you through every little thing at the outlet.
Thank you, Sasha. So Arunima.
Thank you, Sasha. Thank you, Reshma. Thank you, Nikita. Friends, please, we are now taking up questions. So please share your question in the Q&A box and we will answer it live right here. So, Reshma, do you want to take up some questions? There are a few in the chat box. So Vinod Das is asking, what is the USP of the radio bar?
Like how Aisha said, that USP of the radio bar is actually most popular tuned, unplugged, ethos, music-based radio bar. It's purely inspired by music, and the theme of the bar is actually radio bar is what the theme.
Yeah, I'd like to step in. Basically, Radio Bar, like I said, is not a brand, it's an emotion. It's a full experience of music, food, and drinks. It is a place that you can come every day of the week and it still feels different from the other days. Going very specifically into USPs, one, it is community driven. So when you come there is a sense of belongingness, there is a sense of comfort, and you want to keep coming back there. So there is a lot of recall value. It's not a one-time visit kind of place. That is one. Second is different artists are explored, different genres are explored. So we give a lot of opportunities to a lot of fresh artists as well. So it's a great breeding ground for new music, new genres, and young opportunities. These are primarily, I would say, some of our USPs. And the third thing is, like I said, when you visit, you'll realize how scalable the brand is. I mean, it's very relevant. It was relevant 7 years back. It's relevant today, and it'll be relevant 10 years from now. So because music keeps changing, and we keep moving with the current trends. So it's not a brand that'll kind of depreciate in value at any point in time. So that, I think, is its core USP. It'll always be relevant.
Right. Thank you. There is one more question. What is the theme based on? So he's asking in repetition to the previous question.
I
So
think that Mr. Ajay has a question. What is the breakup of the total investment? So, Nikita, do you want to take this up?
I think
Sure.
this can be shared with Mr. Ajay. We have a complete breakup. We had worked on this. And I think this can be shared one-on-one with Mr. Ajay, please, because there are a lot of diversifications in that.
Yes.
Because if you start explaining it now, it will, one, not be clear, and it's extremely detailed. We've done a complete breakup of end to end. I mean, there are no hidden costs in addition to the breakup that we've done. So we have a sheet, a cost sheet. You can please share it with sir.
right. Thank you. There is one more question coming from Nikhil. What's the breakup of amount for bar license, liquor license, and food license?
So as Sasha has just told us, so the breakup can easily be shared in terms of the costing, though the license in terms of the alcohol license would depend on which state that is particularly being taken
Absolutely.
from, and that is based on that. Ultimately, we can share the cost sheet, but just to give you a brief idea, the entire cost of investment would basically include your setup cost, your kitchen equipment. There would be a setup for your back of house that will be included in that, plus your license cost, which, as we have just told, that would be for your business permit and your alcohol licenses. The other cost would be your equipment, such as your POS, your billing equipment, your computers, all these white goods will be a part of that, and plus your stock inventory for both your food and alcohol. And additionally, there would be a cost for franchisee fee. So these are the total costs that is included in that. But as Saisa has just told to us, that the costing could be easily be shared by the partners, and there could be one-on-one discussions, because ultimately there needs to be a one-on-one discussion in terms of how we justify those costs. So that could be very difficult to explain on this call. Rather, it should be a discussion that could be held with Franchise India or Radio Bar team.
Thank you. We have another question coming from Ajay Groverji. He's asking, are we open for Chandigarh or the cities around Chandigarh like Panchkula and Mohali?
Yes, we are open for Chandigarh and Panchkula and Mohali. We need to see the location first, where exactly in Mohali, because Mohali is, I think, in tier 2 or tier 3 city, if I'm not wrong. So I need to see the location or pictures or videos for the location, and then we can definitely take it up with the investor.
Thank you. There's one more question. How many outlets are there in India?
So I think we've answered that. We have 3 outlets so far. One is in Khar, another one is in Seawoods, and one is coming up in Bangalore. I think in Jan or Feb that will be ready.
Another question from Ashish Ji. He's asking how many approximate tables and total sitting capacity? What is the turnaround ratio of the table?
So, if we speak about a 3,000 square feet of a restaurant area, so between 20 to 25 tables can easily be accommodated into our serving area, depending on the size and the shape of the restaurant space that we are concluding to. In terms of your ticket size, because there has been again a question in terms of what's the average ticket size, so that would obviously depend on the pricing. But ultimately, if you speak about the current restaurant that we are serving, so your ticket from your food would come to roughly around 1,000 rupees, and for your beverages and your alcohol would come to beyond 3,000 rupees, because that's a bar space. So this is a little breakup in terms of how do we conclude for your area and your serving area.
And in continuation to this, we have already answered the average ticket size of each table. So thank you, Ashish Ji. Ajay ji is asking, any existing club wanted to convert into Radio Bar? Are you open for that? If any existing club want to convert themselves.
That's fine as long as the brand guidelines are followed, and we have to obviously change the interiors for it to suit Radio Bar. I mean, we won't be able to compromise on how the brand looks, because that is the USP of it, right? That it has to be uniform, at least the feeling and the basic brand guidelines. There could be a couple of things up and down that we can work around, but as long as it's in the vicinity of the brand guidelines, we should be okay.
Right. Are you also looking for looking in Hyderabad? This is a yes.
Yes, definitely. Hyderabad, we are very much keen.
Vinod is asking, is menu price? Menu price will change as per the location. Will it change?
The menu, sorry, the menu price or the menu spread?
Menu price.
Oh,
Vinod
yes, we'll have to. We need to. One is, like I said, we have a core of the dishes that we want to do. For example, we want to keep it massy in terms of food so that everybody has something to enjoy. Also, it pairs well with drinks. So that is the basic idea behind the food. But depending on the city you're in, we can do specific specials, which is the street food example of that city. So yes, a couple of dishes will also change. Price points will also change depending on the city that you're in, the area that you're in, the competitors. So we'll have to do a complete SWOT to kind of understand that.
Right. Thank you so much, Shati. I have a few more questions. What are the marketing supports that will be provided from the brand side to the investor?
So initially, once the contract is signed, there will be 90 days of training, which will be provided by the brand. And staff hiring, they are going to help with the staff hiring. And once staff is hired, there will be 90 days of training on everything, how to book tables and how to do the billing. Everything will be taught, how to handle the customers and how to take the order. Uh, and yeah, so owners and the investors can also attend this training and be a part of it so that they understand how to run a radio bar in the vicinity. But that is one of the main support. Apart from this, any marketing collaterals they need, any marketing support, artwork they need, of course, we will be able to help.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Reshma. Friends, do you have any further questions? If you have any questions, please put them in the box so that we can make this session interactive. There was one question I just missed out, wherein Ajay mentioned about the area. It was somewhere 2,500 square feet was available. Are we open for that, or are we looking?
So we need to see the pictures of that area and location and understand that what kind of investors are involved in that area. And yeah, we can look into it. Ajay ji, you can connect with me offline.
I believe these were the questions. Friends, you can reach us on our hotline business number. I've already shared the contact details. You can also write us at feedback@franchiseindia.in to share your details. You can leave your contact number and city so that my team can reach to you and we can connect further with the discussion related to this brand.
I think Bindu has one more question that famous DJ or live singing will happen. Saisha, do you want to take this answer?
Yeah, so like I said, different days of the week are dedicated to different kind of music. Like, for example, I'll just give you an idea. Currently on Wednesday, we do an unplugged night, which is live music. On Thursday, we do another live music, but which is not unplugged. Friday, we do live. Saturday, we do DJ, which is commercial, English followed by Hindi music. And then Sunday, we do the AV Chitrahar, which is Bollywood retro. So every day of the week is different depending on the city that we are in. We'll have to revisit the roster depending on the likes and dislikes of the clientele in that area. But yes, we are open to all kind of music.
Yeah, for example, there are people from Chennai or Hyderabad, they prefer a certain kind of music. So that can be taken into consideration while doing the client's demographic. Arunima, you are on mute.
Yes, I can see one more question. Is the brand going to spend on marketing?
So I guess that can be discussed with the investor, that what kind of
Yeah. So the brand will be guiding, will give guidelines, will is happy to kind of get the agencies to work on the outlet which have worked on the master brand. But all the costs will be incurred by the franchise, not by the brand. But yes, we'll support in terms of all expertise.
Right. So thank you so much, Shaisha ji. And Reshma, do you want to conclude it?
So that's it. It was nice connecting with everyone and answering all the questions. Any other details anybody need, they can get in touch with me. I will write my number and details on the chat box. You can directly contact me, and I would be happy to arrange a meeting with the brand in case you have any potential investor after doing the profiling. Yeah.
Thank you, Reshma. So, friends, as I said, Reshma will be working with Radio Bar, and she will be working for investor profiling. So, please reach out to her. Her contact details will be shared in the chat box, and we can any prospect we will take it forward. Thank you, Nikita. Thank you, Shaisha ji, for joining us. Friends, tomorrow again we are coming up with another business opportunity from the brand. I'm sharing my screen with you. Just a second. So tomorrow again at the same time we are coming up with another business opportunity from you from this brand called Donateria. At the same time, please don't forget to register yourself in advance to attend the show. And till then, thank you so much for attending this webinar. Take care. Thank you. Bye bye.